No matter where I go in BC, whether it's Northwest Community College, UBC, or UVic, the same thing, same issues are brought up by students everywhere I go, and it's about affordability, right? And there's other issues as well. Students want to see accountability in the system, they want to see accessibility in the system, but the affordability is where their priorities are right now. The fact that tuition has doubled in the last 10 years. BC is the only province without a financial needs-based grant system. BC has the highest interest rate on student loans in the entire country. All of these combine to make post-secondary education very difficult to afford. What she did this summer to the student loan repayment assistant program was a very small tweak to put the repayment assistant program in line with what the federal government is doing. So other provinces have already been doing this. Now that BC has aligned their student loan process, so it's one loan, or one student, one loan, and one application, they had to do this to align their entire system with the federal government. So it was a good move, it was an important move. Was it the big move that we need to see for BC students? No, it wasn't. What we have been calling for on the NDP side is $100 million into financial needs-based grants. We've identified a way to pay for it. We've asked the Liberals to do it. We don't have to be the stars of the show. We'd be happy to see them take this on. And to date, they have said that they will not be putting money into financial needs-based grants for students. That's a big question. I really enjoy chairing Women's Caucus. It's a great way to make some positive changes for women and create greater equality in our society and ensure that we have better gender equality in our society. And one of the ways that we do that is to ensure that women, despite being a minority in the legislature, have just as much voice as the men, and so that women's issues, but also the way in which we do politics is also, there's a space for that in the legislature. And some of the barriers, though, that still exist for many women when they go into the workforce or when they're in university is ghettoization. Right? So let's take nursing, for example. More men, thankfully, are starting to go into nursing, but it's still very much dominated by women. Early childhood education, very much the same thing. Then we go over to the sciences or engineering or mathematics, and there we see those programs dominated by men. What are the barriers that are there that cause men to stay in one area and women to stay in another area, and rather than have 50% in both? We need to be looking at that, and we need to be challenging it as well. So every time a woman says, I gotta be me, and it involves breaking a barrier, more power to her. Well, it's a huge loss, that's for sure. Denise has brought incredible wisdom and skill to her role as Member of Parliament for Victoria. She has always approached the issues at the federal level with a level head. And I think that comes from her tremendous experience as well in local government. And she has served this area, and she has served her caucus and our country very well. So it's a tremendous loss. But as all politicians have to do, they move on and they take on different challenges in other parts of the world. And Denise is going to be doing that, and I wish her all the best. The most difficult class I took was a philosophy that was actually a math-based philosophy, and trying to correlate mathematics or philosophical concepts into mathematics wasn't exactly what I thought the course was going to be about. So how did I get through it? I'd like to say that I studied really hard and I just put my nose to the grindstone and got through it, but that's not what I did at all. In fact, what I did was take the bribes from the professor to make sure that everybody came to class with his examples that always involved chocolate bars.